Hey, hold on. Perfect. Stay still. Cool. Hey, it's me. I'm gonna read out a text that a friend gave me. And it made me want to come down here and sit in the car again, and spill my path for 18 lessons, the 18 lessons journey. He texted me one day and he said, hey Jay, hey Josiah. Bro, I'm finding it difficult right now in the career that I'm at. Um, I just need a way to make myself better the quickest way possible. And even though I've achieved what I need to achieve, it's not enough for me. I want to do things the quickest way. I want to be able to then move myself in a different industry and a different place the best way I know how. And yeah. So that's what he wrote. I'm not going to read the rest of it because he then talks about something else. But one thing I want to highlight in that is the fact that he talked about how quickly he wants to move into a different industry. Now, one thing about life is this: it's not how quick you get to that stage in life. It's about how long you stay there. It's a longevity game. It's when you finally have that time to yourself where you didn't think how fast it took you to reach success. It's how long you stayed successful for. It's starting up that business or starting up that bookshop that you always wanted to start. And it's not how quickly you started it and how quickly you sold the books out for. It's about how long you have stayed relevant in that field. It's how many times you've tried again and again and again to then make yourself better and to make yourself the best person you can be. I've already done a video about making yourself the best version and making sure the job is not finished in the last video. But it's that all gas, no brakes mentality where you kind of make yourself known for generations to come. If you think about it, if you look at, for example, the likes of Adidas, the likes of Nike, what made them relevant? It's the fact that they always push boundaries. It's the fact that it didn't take them, it wasn't how quick it got them to get to that stage. It's about how long they've stayed relevant for in that space. Nike took ages to get where they were at. And even then, they didn't sleep on the ball. It took the likes of Louis Vuitton ages to then build. It takes off the likes of Adidas ages to get to where they're at. Mercedes it takes them years to get to where they're at. It's not how fast you reach success. It's about how long you stay successful for. And when when it's your moment to shine, and when you have the ball in your hands, you need to make sure that you progress, because no matter who's around you, no matter who is looking at you, because everyone is, they're really willing to take your spot. They're willing to be where you're at. They're willing to be like, okay, if he did it, then I can do it 10 times better. It's taking that ball and running away with it and running to a stage where they're like, yeah, he cemented his place in life, through history. And that's just me. I mean, it's different for different people. Some people just want to have that success for that short period of time. They want a certain amount, and that's it. For me, I just want to build to a point where I know in life I am comfortable and I can actually take a seat back. I'm not at that stage yet. I still have a lot that I know I can give. I still have a lot that I know I can give. So in that, I know that I have to push even harder. Even though where I am is like, yeah, I've done it. Yeah. I'm at that certain stage. Yeah, I have a certain amount in my bank account. Yeah, no, don't worry, I'm sorted. No, there's certain places that I know there are milestones that I've hit. It's like for me, I use SideQuest a lot. I'm always on SideQuest. I'm always on different things. I'm doing side missions and all sorts. I'm always doing different things. But that does not mean that that's not how I want to end up in life. Those little things connect to the bigger picture. It's like a puzzle. You start from the end pieces, the corner pieces first, and then you work your way up into the middle to then finish your puzzle. I'm not taking a little piece here and saying, yeah, I put that in, that's it. I'm leaving that behind. I'm moving on to the next piece. No, I'm staying on that one piece to a point where I built it up and then I finished it, put that aside. moving on to the next. I don't start things 10% and then finish it at 10%. I'm not like one of those games that you download where you download it for 85%. I don't download it for 85% and then pause and then download the next game. No, I download it to a point where it's completed and I'm ready to play it. I'm one of those guys who finish something that started. Straightforward and simple. Of course, there are going to be diversions along the way, but if those diversions lead to the bigger picture, I'm all there for it. I'm there for it. So back to it. You can't be lazy. One thing is, you can't, when you are starting out and you see a little bit of success, that does not mean you lose your head and go crazy. It doesn't mean that all the money that you saved up goes in like 20 minutes. No, you make sure that you invest what you've made and put it back to make yourself better. What can I do to then make this better, make that better? All gas, no brakes mentality is what I like to call it. And in this, even when I look at it like this, God has given us different abilities in life. It goes back to the book of Matthew, like Matthew 6, where it talks about him giving different servants like different talents. One he gave 5, one he gave 2, one he gave 1. And the person who had 1 talent, he ended up burying that talent into the ground. Why would he do that? Bro, you've been given an opportunity to then grow that talent that you have. Oh, it's because you're looking at somebody else do it. That's the thing. One thing is, in life, you can't look at somebody else and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm dropping everything I have and I'm focusing on what he's doing. Don't do that. Why would you do that for? Why would you bury something God has given you to be the best that you could be, to then grow it? God has already given you something so small, a little taste of what you could be in life, and then you end up going able with it. No, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because guess what? The moment you move away from God's purpose and the moment you stop praying and you stop forgetting God and you begin to live on this earth and forget about your spiritual life, God is going to give it to the next person who's hungrier than you, who's always waiting for the next opportunity, like a lion who's ready to pounce and who's ready in the bushes. He's going to use that person who's going to be stronger, who's going to be better than where you are. That's why you can never sleep. Every day you have to wake up and say to yourself, right, I'm waking up with a purpose. I'm waking up knowing that whatever I'm doing, I'm completing it. If I have a checklist and if I have a whiteboard and I'm writing down the things I have to do on that whiteboard, I'm making sure one thing is at least ticked off in that day. It doesn't have to be everything. It has to be one thing alone. And that's why it's very important, when it's your season to shine, you shine. When it's your time to be in your prime, go for it. Do everything that you can do to use every bit of training required, every bit of imagination, creativity, the amount of knowledge that you intake. Use that when it's your season, because when it is, people will be like, raw. Yeah, you remember that brother right there? Yeah, he put it all on the plate. That's where you need to be. That's where I think that I should strive to be, where you should strive to be. Different people want different things. It's different. And back to the video games reference, it's like when you are at level 1 and you have the basic tools, like let's say if you're playing Skyrim or Elden Ring, right? You're given that first template of the tools that you have. You don't end up at the end of the game or at the end of the story with that same tool. The same tool that you used in level 1 is not the same tool that you use in level 100. You upgrade. You make yourself better. You make sure you finish that chapter of that season. You close that chapter and then move on to the next. Of course, it's good to take breaks. You take a little break here and there, but it's not enough. You should not take a big enough break to then forget where you're at. It's like playing the piano. You can't play the piano, finish a piece, and then go not do anything with the piano since then. You learn that piece. You make sure you can make variations of that piece. You don't end up leaving that piece because you learned it. You're like, hooray, where do I go now? Like, I'm just going to go sit down and do whatever I can't. No, you have to then push. You have to enhance the gift God has given you. But there's a difference between talents and gifts. Talents is your natural abilities. It's the abilities that God has given you through your DNA. Like for some people, they naturally are born with a six-pack. I know some people who are born with abs and all sorts. Bro, I wasn't born with that. I was born with the ability of speed. I was born with the ability to be athletic. I'm not the type of person to be born with the biggest muscles on earth. Some people are born with that. Your gift is the gift that you have is your ability. It's the ability that God has given you to then shine. Your purpose. It's your purpose to then use to impact others, to make yourself the best person you can be spiritually as well as physically. And in this, it doesn't mean that you can now use everything that you know, or see everything that you see. I mean, of course it's good to be motivated, but that does not mean that you should be going from here to there, here to there. No, focus on one thing. When you focus on that one thing, you sharpen it. You sharpen it to a point where it's 100% completed. If you have one or two songs that you're good at singing at, you make sure you sing it to a point where it's like, whoa, you've taken it even better, to a point where even the artist himself cannot sing it like they do. It's those things, the smallest things, that make you the best person you can be. It refines who you are as a person. It refines your gift, your talent. It refines your gift, the things that you can bring onto this world that people know you for. So when you get strong at that one thing, it becomes your signature. And that signature can then, the blueprint from that signature can be used in different places. Simple blueprint, dropping ball knowledge. to my next couple of points, I'm gonna leave it here because I know this is already a long video. It's 12 minutes, jeez. Or it might be shorter, but it's one of these things where it's like, don't rely on core memory. Always be willing to grow no matter what. This year I've realized that last year was a roller coaster, to say the least. But I realized that I should not show things that I'm not ready to, that are not completed yet. I'm not showing everything that I've done, or that I'm beginning to do just yet. I'm gonna show you guys at the end. That doesn't mean I'm showing you it now. What I am giving to this, what I'm giving out, or what I am ready to do, I'm building it to a point where I know in my mind it's gonna be successful. Also, it's a show don't tell mentality. Of course, it's good to show your process and things like that, but make sure you are satisfied to a point where you're like, right, this is ready to drop. That doesn't mean you should hold that thing that you've been working on for 10 years. Nah, it means that you should hold it to a point where you know, yeah, I've worked on this enough, I'm ready to show the world what I can do. And then through that, you can now see, oh, right, I missed out on this, I missed out on that. Right, let me make that better. At least but the thing is, it's at least you have something that's set on paper, or that's there to use as inspiration, to be like, right, I'm gonna use this as a piggy bank to then make the next thing better, or to make the same project better. That's how it should be. But yeah, going into the last couple of points, I can't go through life saying to myself, I could have done more. That to me is like my worst nightmare. I can't do that. There's no way I could wake up and be like, oh man, I could have done that better. No. And of course it goes back to, it is what it is. You've learnt it. Life is a journey. You have to keep on moving forward with it. There's no replay button with life. You have to then move on with it. I don't live life with regrets, but I live it knowing that what I've done, or what I could do, I'm gonna do it no matter what. Because when you have a purpose with God, and when you grow with that purpose with God, it does not matter what time frame is. It does not matter how old you are or how young you are. As long as you're building the purpose that you have in God, God is going to keep you on here until that purpose is done. And if you have a talent and you're not using it, God is going to then throw you away. What did it say in the Bible? Jesus, I'm like the tree of life. I cut off every branch that is not producing fruit and throw it away to the pit. The pit is what? The pit is hell. So if you're not using your gifts, or if you're not using the things that God has given you, like the guy in Matthew, God is then gonna move you away from your purpose. He's gonna throw you away, because you have been given a mission, and if you don't complete that mission, you are worthless. You are legit worthless in the kingdom of God. So yeah, it goes back to what I do. I achieve everything. I want to then complete everything I want to do 100%. Then when that's done, I go back to the drawing board. That's how it should be. Perfect your craft. All gas, no brakes. But yeah, yeah, peace in a bit.